My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and the name I have to use is Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. I married a Childers. I was kidnapped in 41 from Buckingham Palace and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy, and that's the name I still have to use unless and when I get my name back, Windsor. This morning, it's back in the news about Oscar Pistorius in South Africa. And the verdict will be in, and I put all this on videos before about mind control murders done in patterns, and this is certainly one of them. Now this morning, Oscar Pistorius is back awaiting the verdict, minus his brother Carl, who was a supporter. And his brother Carl had a wreck, and he's on a ventilator. Now then, I don't know how much more I can say. I'm living in holy hell here in this country where people proclaim their independence. Well, they've been independent to screw me over every day of my life. Now then, I've told about writing a medical malpractice book before I found out about my kidnapping. They gave me the name of a twin. I'm going to show you this because the Carl fits in, and a lot more. I'm not just basing it on the name Carl of the twin. First of all, I was an only child to King Edward VIII, who was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor. He never married this sick American spy, Wallace Simpson, a double did. And all you have to do is follow history. They put a 99-year seal on my birth and my father's forced abdication, which was a total lie. He's married to my mom, Georgia O'Keefe's sister, an American. Now, they've gotten away with all of it. Joe Kennedy was ambassador appointed by Roosevelt, and here's my Uncle George, who's the illegal monarch, and so is Elizabeth and Charles, and they're skipping over Charles for little George that's named after him. And this man helped kidnap and take down his brother, kidnapped me, Victoria II, legal heir, and that's on in the 99-year seal. So someone should demand they take off the seal, unseal it, and see what the truth about it all is. Well, my DNA and history would tell it. You just follow history from 41 when they kidnapped me and what happened thereafter. Now, I want to get back to Oscar Pistorius. This man is one of the nicest human beings there could be. His brother, I've talked about mind control, how vast it is now. Edward Snowden only touched the surface of NSA or the American government, the New World Order, which is the Jews, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergers that helped kidnap me. And my own uncle, by the way, and Joe Kennedy. That's the reason they won't tell about the Kennedys, John Kennedy. This is the name they gave me, Peggy Ann Dempsey. And the date was even wrong on the birth certificates. That it didn't match the one that they gave me and I grew up using. So they made a mess out of it. They crossed through the month, which is illegal, and left the 8, which is wrong. And then on Carl's, the twin, I don't have that one right at the moment. Yeah, I do. Part of it anyway. They crossed through the month and put January the 7th in on the birth certificate. I don't have it right now. Thought I did. They put 39. So they've just deliberately done all this. The state of Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. Now, Carl was the name of the twin. Right here. And as I said, they've used patterns in the mind control murders. That's the only way you could prove mind control murders. And it's this government, the agency, and I'm going to go ahead and show this. I was exiled to Virginia, the Appalachian Trail, Troutville, Roanoke, freezing, starving in '86. Now then, the Brits came up and this was Wednesday, November the 26th of 97. They came and they deliberately, this is done in patterns and it's cryptic. Brits come to Virginia dressed to kill. Well, this is right next door to me. And of course, dressed to kill is associated with 007 and saving the Queen. And the Queen happens to be me, not this bunch of goons pretending to be royalty who are thugs and should be thrown into prison and suffer the consequences of their crimes. Now, at the same time, I'm up on top of the mountain, Full Heart Knob here, getting run around and freezing and starving, and they've deliberately used names that are cryptic, like Mike Dempsey and Dominic Young and, Dave Kirby. These mean something to me, and the Dempsey, by the way, is the name that they gave me here, which is not my name. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and that's this is Botetourt County District Attorney. Over here, they mentioned downtown in Roanoke now at the hotel that I couldn't even get in. It's expensive. They've got Princess Diana's ball gowns at the Hotel Roanoke. And I'll leave it at that. You know, they got limos and all that. These are my friends here, and I hope I caused them no problem by putting this on. But anyway, the Carl that I'm trying to impress to people, now then, not only after I put this on video about Oscar Pistorius and a long list on YouTube and Facebook. Now, mind control is what was used on Carl, the brother, is now on a ventilator. How much can you do to them, and how can you call him lying when he hasn't lied at all? Oscar hasn't. Mind control has been used on him. These are the thugs. What are they doing? They're promoting this little kid that I hope you see what they did to my son, tried to do and have done. I don't even know where they are now. That's legal air, not this little mutt. They named him the gall of it after George, his great-great-grandfather that helped kidnap me and sell out his country. Now, I hope somehow, I've got it on YouTube. There's nobody that doesn't know this. I work, by the way, real quick, I worked for the DA in Huntsville, Alabama after I'd been filled full of antifreeze. I'd done the book, MD, A License to Kill, 77, 78, well, 76 till 79, and I lived at Moonraker Apartments, just off Delk Road in Marietta. And this is going to go out. Larry Flint was shot March the 6th of 78 in Lawrenceville, and he was, the guy was programmed to shoot him. So this is what's going on. It's mass programming. And Edward Snowden just touched the tip of the iceberg on what the government's into. I had a letter from the FBI when I did this this book, and tried to get it published. And it was dated June the 23rd of 79. June 23rd is my father's birthday, by the way. And with that letter, it didn't do me any good. I had antifreeze April the 1st of 80, and it was a fiasco, and I was taken across the state line illegally to Huntsville, Alabama, where I went to work for Fred Simpson, the district attorney, Madison County, Huntsville. Simpson as in Wallace Warfield Simpson, and I lived at Warren House Apartments while I worked there. Warren as in the Warren Commission that covered up the Kennedy assassination, the Kennedys and all of them assassinated me ongoing, and my father, King Edward VIII, and the British. Now then, right here, if this will take, and it won't, is another one of them, the Gabby Gifford. Her husband's name is Mark Kelly, and his twin is Scott Kelly. They're astronauts, and this was Tucson, Arizona shooting. My sons Mark and Scott, that's their name, and Mark is the heir after me. So I don't know how much more I can say on here, and I did want to mention about the Center for Disease Control. If anybody's followed me, since I did this book in